So he's got, I'm sure, some
Yep.
ideas on stuff because his hunts being, the first on the beach for me to go to and seated, it was so neat that certain things that, you thought were trash that you dug up ended up being like prize tokens, which is
Something
crazy.
really cool.
Not saying that you're going to do
Oh
anything
yeah.
like that, but just saying that was always so fun. Like if you found this green Honda car, it matched up to this, it was always funny.
Oh yeah. There'll certainly be some surprises in store.
That's awesome. It's awesome. Very cool. But yeah, excited for the fall digging. Excited for the fall digging.
I'm
We get past
excited
this
for the
warmer
cooler
weather and the woods
weather.
are a lot more open. And
So the weather there in October, I guess it's much cooler than it is here. So should I bring like hoodies, jackets, rain jackets, all of the above?
yeah,
Uh,
probably all of the above. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, it's New England, so it could be 90 degrees and it could be 40 degrees.
Oh yeah, it can change like that. It's amazing.
Yep.
I was metal detecting with Amanda um, on this property, not too far from where she lives, and it was sunny outside, but I'm on this big hill, like going down the hill, and the wind was blowing like 90 to nothing, and I'm sitting there. Oh my gosh! If it wouldn't have been for the wind, it would have been perfect weather. But the wind was just like insane. Oh, my eyes were watering, my hair was blowing in my face. I was, I could, I could have probably leaned against the wind and it would have held me up. So strong.
That's too funny. Yeah, when you step outside of my house, you can't be like, "Oh, this will be the weather at the fields," because absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's totally
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
different.
it's not
changes
the
all the
same.
time.
Yep.
Yeah, I step outside in our front yard and I'm like, oh, this is perfect weather. And then I get out there and I'm like, what the heck? What's up with this wind?
Yep.
I don't think I was prepared for this.
It's the 10-acre
So
Well, the
field.
yeah, I
nice thing
guess
about this site is the nice thing about this site is there's a lot of tree cover around the edges of the field, so that'll actually knock down a lot of the winds that would come across the field. So it won't be that bad. It's
oh
not
well
like
that's
you're
fantastic.
standing in this big half-mile turf field. It's a lot of smaller individual fields.
Oh good. And is there a decent wooded area for people to detect in as well, or is it just
Oh yeah, plenty of
mainly
wooded
open
area. There's
field?
actually two dumps in the woods too that go back pretty far, and I've never even dug out the dumps. So if
Holy
that's somebody's
moly.
thing when they're there, feel free and go through it and pull out all the old bottles and things you want. But like I said, it goes back to late 1700s. So
Amanda.
Oh, well, you know me. I always bring all the different gear. Always the other.
Yeah, that's the
Always.
only bad thing. If I'm flying, I can't bring as much. But if I don't think Amanda's ever seen the back of my car, how prepared I am usually. I got every kind of digging tool in there. Usually 2 sifters for sifting. You name it. Too much junk, really. Most of the time, like 4 or 5 detectors back there. I'm not prepared.
oh, you got to be prepared. You never know what kind of site you're going to end up at and what kind of
You
possibilities there are.
you you really don't, and it's like you were talking about too about different types of detecting. Like some detectors just do better in iron patches, as other detectors do better on the beach. Other detectors do better in different situations and um, handle different scenarios differently. So you got to be prepared.
Oh yeah, and you got to learn your machine in each of those environments, and figure out which is the best one, so you
100%.
get the most productive hunt possible.
Yep.
Right.
Or you have friends coming in, flying in that can't bring their gear, so you end up acquiring
Uh
doubles
huh.
and triples of everything because people
Like,
come.
like, like Scott. Last time I was up there, I'm like, hey, Amanda, should I bring my water boots? Or no, I've got these. These are your size. I think she had just gotten her another pair.
Yep.
And it's so much more convenient when you can just borrow from a friend while you're there. Or like last time when we were in where were we? I borrowed your shovel, was it?
Oh yeah, the sand
When I
scoop.
flew up.
Yep, the big sand scoop, the hive, honeycomb, or whatever it's called. And then we have the
Where I was with you and
sifters.
Miguel.
Yep, that too. Yo, yeah, because I brought the extra.
That was a shovel.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. So much. So it's always good to I have duplicates. So whatever, just give me a heads up if I am. Let me know if you're coming to the hunt, flying in for the hunt, whatever. I will always. I'll bring in some extra. Bring some extra gear.
And I bet Scott's got extra stuff.
Oh yeah, I've got plenty laying around. So.
Awesome. That's cool. So how long is the healing process? When are you going to be back out digging again?
Well, I just had carpal tunnel surgery last Friday. So I go back to the doctor this Friday. Hopefully, I'll get the stitches out, the cast off, and we'll see from there. I'm hoping it's not too long after that. Luckily, I've still got a right arm, so this was my weaker arm, so I can still get out there and dig. I'll probably just be a little bit slower, but I can still do it.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Actually, it sounds like it might even be better than it was prior. So,
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. So I'm looking forward to that and getting it all recovered and better and being back out there like I used to be. So.
Now, you like the people who are listening, they probably maybe I haven't put two and two together yet, but Scott was the one that introduced us to the bottle dump, not bottle dump, the button dump. But you also bottle dumped egg. So I know this summer, or what was it? No, the end of the last year, that last spring, that you guys were that bottle dump that was found while road
Yep.
construction was going on. What did you end up finding some pretty cool stuff from that little spot?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got a bunch of things from the late 1800s. A lot of embossed bottles, marmalade jars. A bunch of probably at least a couple hundred bottles from there that I would say are all 1800s.
That's awesome. Gosh, the bottles, the glass,
Incredible.
something about glass. I love it.
I'm the same way. Like, I even went into an antique shop, I guess it was yesterday, and they had this most gorgeous antique, like, glassware, all the different colors. And I don't know what it is. I mean, even the shards of glass, I know you pick a lot of it up, Amanda, and especially the ones with the little designs, but I like the glowy, the uranium, the glows with the black light and all that. It's just, I don't know. It's something about it.
It's nothing more exciting too than when you pull out a bottle out of the dump and it's a colored bottle and it's embossed too, and that's the probably one of the most exciting things to find. And you're just hoping it's not cracked and whatnot, and sometimes you get lucky.
Yeah, the embossed. Or do you have a favorite bottle that you've found like that is really special?
Yeah, the ones I really like are actually the little old inkwells, especially if you get those in a color. I think those are kind of the coolest thing, because you can just picture the people using them back then when they didn't have pens and they were writing their letters or whatever to, their family members may be going off to war or whatever it may be, and just sitting there in the dark trying to, dab that thing with the feather and write out whatever they needed to. And it's kind of a cool piece of history too,
Right. I found one of my favorite inkwells when I was actually with Amanda. You know which one I'm talking about, Amanda?
Yeah, yep. She discovered a turtle ink at one of the
I was
places.
so excited.
Nice. Yeah. Yep.
It's the only one I've ever found like that. Now I want to find I really want a blue ink bottle or a green.
I have an umbrella.
Kind of like that blue one we found not too long ago.
Oh,
I
yeah,
would love an umbrella.
Oh, yeah.
the um the cobalt ink bottle, you mean? Yeah,
Oh,
that was a really neat one. I love the umbrella inks, but my next one, someone sent one to me, a boat ink, but I'd like to find one myself.
yeah, it's just not the same when somebody. I mean, I love it, and then the thought. I always cherish the gifted ones, but there's something so exciting about have found it, and digging it up. That's so different than a gifted one.
It is. So Scott, what's your oldest ink that you've got?
Oh, I would say that's just late 1800s. It was actually at a old amusement park on the beach that I actually got that one at.
Nice.
Oh, cool. What's your favorite piece of jewelry you've ever found? Have you ever found any jewelry that's really cool or old, something you really like?
One of the coolest was I was actually detecting a coworker's house one time, and it had been a one-room schoolhouse. It was in his family. The house then left his family, went back into his family. I think it was his great-great-great-grandma's baby spoon I found that was silver, which I returned to him, which was probably the coolest thing because you could tie it back to somebody who was actually there, and it had the name right on the handle. So.
Oh, that's super cool. That is always amazing.
That is, the one of the oldest, the settlers in our area. I have permission to dig that property, but I give everything back because they've had the property forever and they love history and they've found things. And that's one of the first things I found there as well was a baby spoon with the monogram of their last name. And I was so excited to give them back, and they were just so excited. And that wasn't even silver. It was the copper brass. So I can only imagine finding a silver one and returning it. Oh my gosh. They'd be like,
Oh yeah, it was just this amazing feeling to know you could find something like that and return it to the family, and now it stays in there for them to pass down to the generations that they want to, and the story that goes with it.
yeah. There was this crazy guy that used to come to our property with these dowsing rods or this beep stick and managed to find it. Uh, I think of the stories in the future, how are they going to explain us crazy people out there digging?
Oh yeah, how are they going to twist it around, and what's it going to be like?
Yeah, yep, exactly. Exactly. But yeah, no, the looking forward to digging with you at the hunt. I know that technically New England is considered, I know a lot of people consider it to be spooky or there's, superstitions and stuff like that. Well, you've been out hunting, and this is a question we've probably asked you, a couple years back, but um have you seen or dug anything weird or felt, spooky or the goosebumps on the back, on your arms and your hair on the back of your neck lift up or anything like that?
Never had it happen to me yet. I keep hoping one of these times that it will, and I believe in it, but I just haven't experienced it yet. And some of the places I've been to, even one of them was listed on the National Register of Historic Places as one of the only places really believed to be haunted in Rhode Island. And I went there digging and didn't experience anything at that spot either.
Huh.
I don't know. Spreaker's kind of making it
Interesting.
spooky right now because it keeps echoing you every once in a while.
That's creepy.
I don't know if our listeners can hear it, and I don't know if you two can hear it, but every once in a while it's like,
I can't hear it.
yeah,
Huh.
it's interesting.
But
Well, that's
well,
cool
that's
though.
interesting.
Yeah.
It is. Well, what about, have you ever gone out to help somebody maybe recover something like a ring, set of keys, or anything like that?
Yeah, a couple times I did that. One time was one of my friends had lost her earring in her yard. It was this very little earring, and it's funny. It took me I went around with the detector for like a half hour, and of course there was a bunch of other metal in the ground. I couldn't find it. Somehow